guys, how's it? Jeeves here, your old composer in the Decomposer Lounge. This has been kind of floating around in my list. I haven't really ever gotten to the genre, and that's what I learned about this, is that shoegaze is a genre. When somebody left me a comment going, dude, you need to check out shoegaze, I was going, that sounds like a trippy band. Okay, I'll look it up, and then realized, no, not a band, a genre. And a very rich genre, but I don't know if it's still a genre that is still being, that's in play. You know, did it slip away kind of like grunge or something? So you guys tell me about that. Today I've chosen Lush, Sweetness, and Light. So let's go ahead, a little less talking here at the beginning, a little more talking in the middle, or maybe not, depends how it is. Thank you guys for support. You guys know if any advertisements run here, this does not monetize my channel, so if you want to support me, buy a cup of coffee, that link will be down below. A link for Lush, their Spotify, their music, and merch and stuff will be down below too. I always support all the bands, the artists, and the record companies any way I can. Okay, let's do this. Lush, Sweetness, and Light. All right. Very interesting, and from what little I read up on the genre, this definitely ticks all the boxes in this kind of long ambient performances of the instruments, where all the notes are ringing out long, except for the bass. The bass is having a blast on this. Now the mix on this is very unique as well. This kind of a mix. I think the way the art form and the genre, or at least of this song, is that it's a long kind of blended journey of all the instruments, including the vocals as well. But the bass is having a really nice time with its phrasing and playing, you know, the pattern that the bass player is playing. And also, if you notice that there is a pedaled note, a droned note through the whole thing. Now the guitar, the opening guitar, that da 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 da, very nice, very chords that leave you wanting for more. It resolves itself, so when you hear the da da, the way it's being played at first, and then it releases into that note, it resolves. So it's giving you, it's a very joyous kind of happy run and vibe with it. There are at first I thought it was going to be one of those songs that just repeats the patterns, and that as the chorus comes, it builds in arrangements. But there are some really nice chord changes that come around just as this chorus started going off. I love the voices, very subtle, very mellow, very cool, very long. And then circling back really quick into the engineering. Obviously, like I mentioned before, apparently this kind of production is just a long journey of long notes and ambient sounds, that even the drums, which, you know, that's not necessarily any long notes, except like if you're hitting a cymbal or something, that'll ring out and stuff. Toms can ring out and stuff, but in general, drums are percussive. But it sounds like there's a little help in that energy, there's a little reverb on the drums that kind of help it blend into that long ambient mix here. And I love the voices. Voices are beautiful and subtle. Now, you guys know I don't listen to lyrics or anything, and so I listen to the vocals as an instrument. And this is really, it's cool, it's soothing, it's chill, and it definitely feels like, you know, if you're taking this long kind of country drive or something like that, up into the mountains or to the lake, going fishing or hunting or whatever it is your story is, and chilling, go to the beach. this is that kind of a vibe. Okay, let's go back a little bit and we'll go. You know what's really nice about that too, you know, it's very subtle, those chord changes that are being played there in the hook, but they're movable shapes. A lot of times it seems like, at least in my ears, for those of you who are the pure listeners, don't know anything about music, a movable shape is something that could be played with open strings, not necessarily, say on the guitar, not necessarily all six, but you can hold a pattern, like a chord, let's just say a D chord, and you can actually move that D chord, that same exact shape, up and down the frets of a guitar. And depending on the tuning, like for instance, if it's an open D tuning, and you have a D chord, and then you actually move that, that pattern up and around, you'll find 4, 5, 6 different really unique sounding positions with that movable shape, but still stays in the confines of, or not the confines, in the expression of, in this case, that droned note. Now I don't know if it's D, I was just using that as an example, but I really like that. And once again, I got to go back to her vocals and stuff. Very just soothing, very chill, you know. And a lot of the stuff that we have here on this channel, there's a lot of aggressive arrangements, a lot of intense melodies and performances and stuff. But this kind of has that same vibe of that song that I did for Throwback Thursday a couple weeks ago, Phil Collins' "Take Me Home," where it is repetitive and stuff with some changes that are there, but you really are drilled into that drone and captivated by that vibe for the journey on this. So let's finish this out. That really puts me just in a really super cool mood, kind of like, you know, staring at a lava lamp kind of mood. A couple things I want to bring up before I close it out is, once again, that bass. You see me playing that bass. It's such a great phrasing that he's playing, or the bass line that he's playing. It did sounded like there was two guitars. I don't know as far as a band if there are two guitar players in this, and if any overdub's very light, but it was just very nicely washed out with the reverb. And what's really nice, and here's a technique that I've used before, is that if I know that the track I'm producing is in a particular key, such as this, that does something where you might have those movable shapes, and you're in an open tuning, but you're playing it in a clean sound. Washing it out a little bit with reverb to give it even more ambiance and depth to it actually works really nice. It kind of works like a pad. And for those of you who don't know what a pad is, keyboarders, we have excuse me. We have sounds that they kind of mimic a string kind of a thing, but they can be very rich, and if you hold it down, they're beautiful long sounds, you know, that are generated by a keyboard, but you can actually catch that effect with reverb. And that's what I loved about this. It was as simple as it was as moving as it was for me, in the sense that, man, just a great chill track. You know, it puts your mind in a little theater, you know, a theater of the mind. It just kind of makes you daydream and chill. And so anyhow, I look forward to going more and diving deeper into shoegaze. From what I understand, this may not be necessarily the only type of style within shoegaze, because I read that there's other types of music and stuff, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all shoegaze is this particular style of music, that there's others that I need to be checking out. And that being said, as I've now opened up Pandora's box for shoegaze, drop in the comments any other bands or tracks maybe from Lush that you want me to hear. Anyhow, thank you once again, and if you see so fit, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, Super Cool Beans, link is down below, as with the links for all of their merch and music to support the band, the record companies, and the musicians. No, that's the same, the band, the musician, them. All right, guys, take care. Aloha. All right.